Okay. There. Hi, my mic is working. Well, it's a great day here at SeaWorld, everybody. We're just getting things rolling. All right. Welcome to Inside Look, everybody. Here at Orca Counter, our training style is definitely a language of learning. With lots of positive reinforcement and encouragement. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to two very special whales joining us today. Over here is, let's see, she's coming on over. This is going to be 30-year-old Shouka. She's doing a little siding drop. Now look to the center of the pool. And here she comes. Beautiful. Now, the matriarch of our pod is actually the smallest whale here, and her name is Kalia. Kalia just turned 19 years old, and she's going to be coming on over here. So she's going to be doing a little jump over here. Now look to the center of the pool for our matriarch of the pod, Kalia. Beautiful. Now these two females are two incredibly smart whales, and throughout today's Inside Look presentation, we're going to give you guys a behind-the-scenes look at some of the behaviors that we're working with the whales. Now, no day is ever the same for the whales, and today is no exception for that. Now we're going to be starting off with a bit of a learning session with the whales. Here's Shouka. Alright, so we're going to be starting off with Kalia. We're going to be doing a learning session with Kalia, and she is actually working on a new behavior right now, which is called a fast swim towards the glass. So basically, you're going to see Kalia doing a fast swim right towards the glass, and then right before the glass, she's going to do a dunk down under the water. Now, the purpose of this is, if you guys have seen our Orca Encounter show, we have a little bit of a segment where we set a kid down right in front of the glass, and then they get absolutely drenched. Now, this behavior is perfect for that because when she does a fast swim, she is going to just sink a whole bunch of water all over the glass. So we're working in small approximations with Kalia to establish this behavior, and she's done a couple of sessions already. She's starting to get the hang of it. So you can see right now what we're doing is we're having two trainers work with her. Terran's up on stage, and then Ella is down at the glass. And we also have this target pole that Hannah is grabbing, and that target pole is a very important part of our training program here at SeaWorld. It's one of the first things that the whales learn, and they will basically touch the tip of their rostrum to that target pole. So you can see, that was perfect. So that big wave came over the glass. So Terran set that behavior, and then Ella down at the glass kind of cued her on what to do. So now we're going to celebrate, reinforce her a lot with lots of tactile and lots of positive encouragement. Kalia is a very, very tactile animal, really enjoys time with her trainers, and that's what she finds really reinforcing. Some of the whales find different things reinforcing, like toys or fish or ice. Kalia really just loves attention. So one of the best ways to reinforce Kalia is to just hang out with her, play with her, give her lots of fun toys and attention, and that is what she finds really, really reinforcing. That's one of the coolest parts about our job, is getting to know the whales on an individual level and find out what they find reinforcing and what they really, really like. So, let's see what else we got. I think we're going to try that behavior again. So, she is asking a couple different behaviors. She just gave that signal, so she's going to take off, and then down at the glass. Ella's kind of prompting her with a little bit of a hand target, and she's sliding her hands down the glass. Boom! Just like that. Now, like I said, Kalia's done this a couple of times. Different behaviors take different amount of time to learn, and it depends also on the whales, how much learning history they have, and how new the trainers are. So, Kalia is 19 years old. She understands how the training game works, so she is very good about picking up on little things. But all the behavior that you guys see here at SeaWorld isn't trained overnight. It takes a long time to build up that behavior. Just like when you guys were learning to ride a bike, nobody could really just go out and hop on a bike and start riding it. You had to start on a tricycle, then move to a bicycle and put on some training wheels, and then you had to maybe take one of those training wheels off and have someone hold the bike while you ride, and then after enough time, you were able to ride the bike on your own. That's the same thing for the whales. So they learn in small approximations that we gradually add on top of each other to create grand behavior. So you guys are seeing just a little bit of that today, and we're working on another behavior right now with Kalia. So this one is called a shooter. So this one looks a little bit different. It's kind of like a splashing behavior where the whales come up and splash a lot of water. But this one, instead of just a rapid fire continuous one, it's just a one and done. So you can see that it's a pretty similar motion to what she was doing over here, which is actually a lot of what our behavior is. we can take different behaviors and then kind of turn them into another brand new one. And the important thing behind this is actually a principle called discrimination. Now, both of these behaviors you can see are pretty similar. It's moving fast towards the glass. But the important part of that is that Kalia can discriminate between the two different behaviors. So what we do is we'll actually do two behaviors that look pretty similar to the whales in the same training session. So they learn the difference between something like that, where she does a one and done, or something like that where she swims really fast over the glass. I did tell those people that they weren't going to get too wet, and unfortunately they're sitting in the one spot that Kalia is splashing. So my apologies. So again, back to that discrimination. Doing these types of sessions are really good for the whales because they build a lot of that context between the hand signals that we give to the whales, and they learn the difference between the two hand signals and what those mean. All right. So Kalia did a great job with this. She did fantastic in our training session. We're going to actually switch and move with Shouka right now, and Shouka's going to be working on another behavior called the depth charge. So you can see that our sessions are super fun. They're kind of short. We like to keep things short and fun and entertaining for the whales. We don't really like to drag it out, just like when you're in school and you had to go to an hour and 45-minute algebra class. That's not fun. So we try to keep it really fast and really engaging for the whales and keep each session just a little bit different in timing, so the whales never know what to expect. So Kalia's going to be headed back onto the back and giving the show to Shouka right now. So this is something that Shouka is learning with JJ. And these two are building their relationship together. JJ and Shouka have been developing their training relationship for the past couple of months. And so this is a great behavior that Shouka is working on right now. And she's also learning how to work with JJ. So JJ is developing her training style, and Shouka's kind of learning how to do that right now. So that was perfect. So that's called the depth charge behavior, and essentially the idea for when the behavior is finished is they should do that kind of tail smack down in the water with that big water sprout up all around the pool. So she's going to give that signal to her and then point in the direction that she'd like her to go. And then she got it. And then we're going to see if she does another one. All right, so here at SeaWorld we use positive reinforcement, which means that we reinforce behavior that we like or that is correct. You guys saw that earlier when we were giving Kalia a lot of attention. Now you may be wondering what we do if the whales accidentally do something incorrect while they're learning. Well, we want to keep things as positive as we can, so we don't really do anything if the whales are incorrect. You're going to see what's happened. Shouka was actually technically incorrect on that. So she's going to come back to JJ, and she's just going to sit at stage very calm. She's going to offer that calm, attentive behavior for 3 to 5 seconds, and then we can move on to something else. That's actually called an LRS, and it stands for least reinforcing scenario. So you can see what happened. She just came back to stage, was nice and calm, and then we can actually reinforce her for that to let her know that, hey, thank you for having such a great attitude in learning, and it keeps training really positive and engaging for the whales, and it doesn't make learning frustrating or anything like that. So it's a really cool part of our training program. Now you guys might have been wondering, you saw Shouka kind of do it and then maybe fizzle out or do some other stuff. What we're looking for is another part of that discrimination, because Shouka alternatively is learning another behavior right now called a mermaid, where she will actually squirt water out of her mouth and kick up her tail. And it looks exactly like that. That's a mermaid behavior actually. So you can see that it is pretty similar to that depth charge behavior where she slams her tail up and water shoots up. It's the same motion with her tail, but she is kind of offering that water squirting and that other, like the pretty mermaid portion of it. So this one's just technically incorrect, which is, like I said, A-okay. You and I always make mistakes too when we're learning new things, and this is no different for the whales too. It's a learning process. She's getting to know JJ, and she's learning this brand new behavior, and also working on that discrimination between that mermaid behavior and that. So, the problem again, she's coming back, she's being calm. That's great. We can reinforce her and move on to something else, or we can continue working the behavior. Now, sometimes when we are working these behaviors, if the whales aren't seeming to get it after 1 or 2 tries, we'll just move on to something else. Another really important portion of learning for the whales is that we're not really trying to consistently do it if the whales are constantly offering incorrect behaviors or if they're doing something maybe different. We want to keep it short, and if the whales are clearly communicating that maybe they're not getting it, we can always take many steps back and kind of go back to kindergarten is what we call it. We can take a couple steps backwards in that approximation and move on to something else. So we're going to move on to another portion of training here at SeaWorld with Shouka, and this is the most important part of our training program. It's husbandry. Now husbandry is any behavior that allows us to take care of the whales. And you're going to see something really cool right now. We're actually going to do a husbandry behavior with Shouka and get her temperature. Now we take the whale's temperature every single day. It's just one of the health metrics that we use to make sure that the whales are staying in great shape. So you can see that we asked Shouka to roll over. This is a really important behavior because it allows us to get a great look at their entire body. We can get a voluntary blood sample from their flukes, or we can even ask for a temperature just like you're seeing right now. So Shouka's just being really calm, laying on her back, and we're able to get that temperature, and Kayla's holding that waterproof, very fancy thermometer. It's not waterproof. You can imagine that might be a slight problem when you work around water, but it's fine. We didn't have to replace that again today. So the temperature is going to slowly climb, and it usually sits anywhere from about 94 to 97 degrees. That's kind of typically where we find their body temperature is. So we're going to see. It does take just probably about a minute or so for the temp to climb up to where it is. And the entire time, Shouka's just going to be calm and hanging out and relaxing just like that while we're getting that temperature. She said to guess the number, but I already told you guys the number, so that would be pretty boring. But it is just a great example of one of the husbandry behaviors that we do with the whales. Now that is the most important part of our job, is making sure that the whales stay in great physical condition and they're nice and healthy as well. So all of these husbandry behaviors are the most important part of the job that we do here at SeaWorld, and this kind of takes priority over everything. So we do lots of different things every single day to make sure that the whales are staying healthy. The temperature is one. We brush their teeth every single morning and evening. That's another thing that we do. We weigh the whales once a week, and then once a month we do get the voluntary blood sample and also urine sample. So lots of different ways that we can use to make sure that the whales are staying nice and healthy. So Shouka did amazing for that, and she's going to get hooked up with lots of reinforcement for that. That is another part of this positive reinforcement training, is we want to make sure that we are just absolutely making it the best thing in the world if they are successful with that. So we're going to be moving on to something else right now, if this bird will not stop stealing my fish. Thank you. Inside look, the birds. They're here all the time, everybody. All right, now Kalia is come on over and hanging out with Ella in the slide out, and we're going to be working with another husbandry behavior. Now another important metric that we can get from the whales is actually a breath sample. So in just a few moments, you're going to see Kalia is going to slide up onto the slide out, and we can actually get a voluntary breath sample from the top of our blowhole. We call it the chuff, and how that works is we actually have a little petri dish that we can hold on top of her blowhole, or hover above it rather, and then ask her to take a big breath outwards. Now, we can use all of that stuff that goes on a petri dish and take it to the lab, and they can make sure that her lungs and airways are healthy as well. So this is just another husbandry behavior that we can do. Now you can see Anna has a little mock petri dish that we use for training, and she can just hold it over the blowhole, and then just like that. You can see that there's probably water droplets and lots of whale snot and all that fun stuff that's on that petri dish that we can use to get a lot of really helpful information. And you can see during that process, it's really fast. Kalia's just hanging out and being super calm and beautiful. Yes. That is just another part of our job here. It's just making sure that the whales are staying in great physical condition. And it's really incredible, all the amazing husbandry training that we're able to do with the whales. I mean, these guys are up to 10,000 pounds, and they're living in the water. So the fact that we're able to do all this really impressive stuff with the whales to make sure that they're staying healthy really just speaks to the power of positive reinforcement. Now, you can do the same type of training with your dogs or cats at home. It's all just reinforcing them when they're correct, and if they do something wrong, just move on to something else. Now, we talked about another type of husbandry that we did, and that is a voluntary urine sample. And congratulations, you guys are going to get to see a killer whale pee today. Isn't that exciting, everybody? All right. So we have this little tube, and you might be able to see it if you're over here. You guys are very lucky. You guys not so much, because she's going to pee over on that side of her body. Oh, we have a camera. Perfect. You guys get to see it too then. All right. So the signal for her to urinate is actually to hold up this little test tube right here. It's not a test tube. It's like a little, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. It's a little dish thing. And when she sees that, she'll actually start urinating, and then we can use that to collect that and then take it up to our vet lab. We're going to give you a lot of fun samples with that and stuff and make sure that she's nice and healthy. Now you saw that she didn't offer that urination process, which is okay. Sometimes you don't gotta go, and that's the process with the whales as well. So we can either try again, that's the behavior again, or we can move on to something else. All right, so we showed her that little tube again. We're gonna slide out and see if she offers it this time. Let's see. Just maybe not today. No, you guys lucked out. You don't get to see killer whale pee today. I'm sorry. That's okay, we'll just move on to something else. So again, all of this is really, really cool stuff that we do with the whales. All right. Well, we have seen a lot of really cool behavior with the whales, and they have shown us a lot of fun stuff from learning sessions to husbandry sessions. So we want to thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with the whales today, getting a behind the scenes look. And we also want to thank the whales for the incredible behavior today that they were able to demonstrate. Now, you guys got to see some of them, but are you guys ready to see more of the cool behavior that the whales can do? Alrighty, whales, let's take it away. Well, thank you all for joining us for SeaWorld's Inside Look. I want to thank you guys for coming out today. If you have any questions, a couple trainers will be down at the glass to be able to answer those for you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day right here at SeaWorld San Diego. If you guys want to see more of our Orca encounter, we do have another presentation at 6 p.m. tonight, so be sure to check that out as well. Thank you guys for coming and enjoy the rest of your day right here at SeaWorld.